So welcome to our Sunday service at Unity in the Valley. Welcoming people all around the globe. I'm envisioning that we are connected, whether we are conscious of it or not. We take this time in unity to feel and know that everyone, every life, every being streams from one source, one beautiful life of light and love and wholeness. And we have a song that we've sort of created a tradition here of singing together, call and response. And so wherever you are, if you feel like joining us, you can sing after I sing each line. It goes like this. We breathe now as one. We sing now as one. Breath of life, full of peace and joy. We breathe now as one. We breathe now as one. We invite Reverend Inga to lead us now in an opening prayer.
So let's take a deep breath and continue on that journey inward that the music started in our hearts. That place where we know we are one with the one and with each other. That altar of our hearts, where we come in touch with our feelings, our needs, our desires. Today is Mother's Day, and if you long for that mothering, nurturing touch, that unconditional love, it is never too late. You are not too old to reach for it, to ask for it, to allow it into your life when it's offered. Know that you can reach for the feminine divine to be that love for you, the Divine Mother. The Holy Spirit also embodies that feminine quality. Imagine it speaking to you. Imagine it saying to you, "You are precious in my sight, and I treasure you. You are like a gem, fine cut and multifaceted, a gem that collects and reflects light. And this light gives beauty as it shines through the stone. So let your light shine, and in return receive the love and the light that is directed at you. A allow it in. Allow it to fill you. Allow it to comfort you and soothe you in these trying times. For that source of comfort, we are truly grateful. And we say, thank you. And so it is. Amen.
It was at Unity that I first began to write music about the idea of the Divine Mother. And this sing-along came to me some number of years ago. And it's called Mother Divine. Mother Divine, you are inside of every heart, of every mind. Mother Divine, tender and kind, your love is mine, your love is mine. I'm letting it show, feeling it grow all the time, all the time. I'm letting it show, feeling it grow all the time, all the time. Mother Divine, you are inside of every heart, of every mind. Mother Divine, tender and kind, your love is mine, your love is mine. I'm letting it show, feeling it grow all the time, all the time. I'm letting it show, feeling it grow all the time, all the time. Your love is mine, your love is mine. I'm letting it show, feeling it grow all the time, all the time. I'm letting it show, feeling it grow all the time, all the time. We take this time now to become still and practice one of the great principles of unity, to go deep within and experience our connection to that one source through prayer and meditation. the wonders of prayer is how it can adjust our thoughts, our focus. I never really had a grasp of prayer when I was growing up, but gradually I came to see it as a way not of changing God, as we say in Unity, but of changing our own minds to align ourselves, to bring our attention within. And so if you'd like to close your eyes and allow the body to become centered, it's helpful to feel an uplifting feeling and allow that energy of upliftment to align the spine. We don't have to bow our heads in prayer. We can actually raise it up as if we are lifting our eyes to the hills beyond, perhaps the chin slightly upward. And this is the classic pose for going into deeper meditation and contemplation, so that we are fully awake and alert and yet comfortable. And it's helpful to take a few deep breaths slowly into the abdomen, noticing the muscles relaxing even as we feel that uplifting energy. That energy you would feel if somebody said something that just brought great joy into you. You would feel a bolt of life force moving upward through the spine and nervous system. And this is a very effective way to open ourselves to becoming fully attentive to that sacred, divine life force. That life force we see expressing in so many ways. And today we are focusing on how that infinite life shines through the mother quality, that essential nurturing aspect that dwells within every heart. And as we allow our bodies to become ever more relaxed and releasing any tension and thought of things we have to do, we can now turn our attention to that infinite quality of divine nurturing, which is shining within our hearts. With every breath, allowing the mind and body to fill with the awareness of divine love, the love that embraces, that soothes, that teaches in gentle ways. It is sometimes said that the greatest teacher is life itself. Every day, if we are open to the gentle teaching that is being offered us in ways large and small, then we know we are being guided with every step. We are being called not to become better, but to simply be what we already are. Divine love. Wisdom, joy, harmony, forgiveness when needed, generosity, putting others above our own needs because we know we are whole. We are shining with the light of God, with the love of Spirit. And we are here to be mothers, to be fathers, to be friends to this whole world family of ours. And just relaxing now in that sense of connection with our deepest self. Each breath taking us deeper into that awareness.
Good morning. I'm singing a little song that I wrote. It's called Love Can Heal. It's a good reminder through all my mistakes and all my good deeds. What's real, that love can heal. To see what's real, that love can heal. Every single one believe. Just take my hand and we'll find love. Just take my hand and we'll find love. 'Cause love is real and love can heal. Join us. Love is real and love can heal. Every single one of us, 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 every single one of us. Love is real and love can heal. 'Cause love is real and love can heal. Every single one of us. 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 Every single one. That's you and you and you and me and you. Of us. 'Cause love is real and love can heal. Every single one of us, every single one of us, every single one of us, every single one of us. God bless you.
Thank you, Justice. Love is real. What a great message. I certainly believe that that is true, certainly in my own life as well. So, as one mother to another, happy Mother's Day. So today, let's look at mothers and all women who work with children, and all caregivers, male and female, especially now as we face our challenges at this particular time. COVID-19 adds to those challenges and exacerbates everything that's already happening in our lives and adds new layers of stress. I'm reminded of a Bible account of David and Goliath. And as you hear the story, consider opening your heart and your mind to the Goliath that you're dealing with in your life right now. I suppose we all meet Goliath sooner or later. And what does it take to have the courage to face Goliath? Who or what is Goliath in your life right now? Goliath can show up in two different ways. Maybe it's the obstacle where you think, oh no, there's no way I can handle this by myself. This is scary. I don't have what it takes. Or maybe Goliath shows up as an opportunity, a dream so big that you just know you can't do it. You don't have the education or the background or whatever it is that keeps you from realizing that dream. So let's look at Goliath in Samuel 17. He represents the fighting strength of the Philistine army. The Philistines want to take over the land of the Israelites, and they are led by King Saul. So here they are in the battlefield, Philistines on one side on the ridge, Israelites on the other, and a valley in between. And a huge man steps forward and says, "Send me your best fighter. We'll see. If I kill him, you serve us. If he kills me, we serve you." So we meet this young boy. He's the youngest of 8 sons. He's 15. He's been a shepherd for his father. And he's been fighting off the lions and the bears as they want to come and take the sheep out of the flock. And he has successfully prevailed, killed them all with his slingshot. So he's a darn good shot. His father had sent him to see his brothers who are serving in the army under King Saul, to send them some food and to bring back word, how are things going? When David comes to the army and gives the food to his brothers, he looks around, sizes up the situation, and something inside him changes. It shifts so dramatically that he goes to King Saul and says, "I'll be your fighter." The king looks at this 15-year-old and says, "Do you know what you're up against? Look at that Philistine. He's huge. Look at his armor, his sword." And David convinces him, says, "Hey, listen, I fought off lions and bears. I'll do it." So King Saul gives him his armor, and David says, "Nah, doesn't fit me." Grabs his shepherd's stake and starts to face Goliath. On the way, he picks up 5 smooth stones in the river. So he's got his slingshot, his staff, and 5 smooth stones. And he faces Goliath. Goliath looks at him and laughs, says, "You?" and says a few derogatory remarks, to which David replies, "I come from a place of faith. All you have is your armor." And proceeds to walk towards Goliath, takes his slingshot, puts in a stone, aims. The stone embeds in the forehead, goes deep, and kills Goliath, who falls over dead. So, David has 3 things, as I mentioned. What tools do you have in your tool bag to face your challenges? What tools do you have to overcome the fear? Was David afraid? My guess is he was. Goliath probably outweighed him 2-1 at least. Had these enormous weapons, but Goliath did not prevail. What can you do to set yourself up for success so you will prevail over the challenges in your life right now? And there are many. What's the Goliath in your life? Is it isolation? Is it financial concern? Is it your relationships that are stressed because you're all confined together? You parents with young children, my heart goes out to you and to everyone who is feeling the increased stress of our current situation. Maybe it's employment, job loss, whatever it is that's facing you. What can you do to shift the energy, to find that strength, that faith that David found within himself, to stand up to that Goliath in your life? Because God is bigger than any problem you could possibly face. And when you align yourself with that power within you, when you take that deep breath and shift focus from head to heart, something can shift in you as well. That's how it works for me. That's where I go when I need the strength and courage to face the Goliaths in my life. And there are some. I don't think any of us go away unscathed. Welcome to Earth School. This is not an easy road that we are on right now. So in closing, I want to bring you some words from our dear Reverend Sherry Lady, who has been observing isolation, who has been taking good care of herself, and who misses all of you desperately, just as I miss getting together with you all again. I'm visualizing a full house, when in fact the sanctuary is empty right now. So here is Sherry's message. Good morning and happy Mother's Day to each and every one. We are all in the heart of the mother, all men, women, and children, and therefore also in the heart of the divine. I think of all of you every day, and I so miss our being together more than I ever thought possible. I thought of the traditional wedding message from the past when the minister said, "What God hath joined, let no man put asunder." I am proud of the ways we have not allowed a pandemic to put us asunder in our hearts. It will be such a day of rejoicing when we are all back together in our beloved space. Until then, know that you and I, let's try this again. Until then, know that with you I am keeping the faith, even in my craziest moments, and see the good that is coming about from this halt in our everyday life, that is allowing us to rethink and rebuild our lives in the days ahead. Much love and many blessings to you. Always, Sherry. And now John, with more message for you.
I don't know if the camera was on Paul and I think it was on you when you were telling the whole story of David and Goliath. Paul and I were over there completely acting it out, dramatizing it very realistically. And of course, I was playing the role of Goliath, and Paul is happily victorious over there as the young David. I'm sitting here not only because Inga and I have our own designated space this morning, but because in honor of my mother, who is a tremendous home improvement person, bricklayer, all sorts of things that she's handy with that way. I laid my first bricks last night and was up till after midnight doing my first experience of getting bricks aligned and with all the mortar between, and that was quite an experience. And it's appropriate that I was taught how to do that by a woman. Her name is Stephanie Flo, and she's been our contractor as Donna and I work on remodeling our kitchen. So she gave me a lesson and set me free, and I think we're okay. I don't think the bricks are going to fall down. At least I got up this morning just to check. And last night, as I was dreaming, I kept having these dreams and images of what I might have done wrong with the bricks. And I wondered, having never been a mother myself, how often it is that mothers are awoken in the middle of the night with concerns and worries about their children. And one of the things that I think about my own mother is what a tremendous teacher she was for me. I think of Unity as being a very sort of a feminine approach to the idea of spirituality because it's not about so much about right or wrong, but we learn the laws of life so that we can blossom, so that we can unfold in all our splendor and become happy, truly happy. Whereas the old patriarchal system seemed to be more about teaching us, black and white, what's right and wrong, and do certain things or you'll be punished. And unity is not about punishment at all. But I am aware of how mothers have traditionally often had this responsibility of taking their children in close and with all the love in their hearts, trying to awaken them to the realities of life. We might call them the laws of happiness. And that every day we are going to encounter situations which bring us face to face with those laws. You know, when you think about it, there isn't a day that the universe takes a day off from the natural unfoldment of spiritual principles. The law of karma, of cause and effect, it doesn't take a day off. We can't get away from these laws. When Jesus talked about the golden rule, there isn't a day where the golden rule doesn't apply. Whenever we treat others in a way that isn't the way we would want to be treated, usually there's some kind of backlash, there's some kind of reflection back to us, because humanity is each other's mirror, isn't it? So I think of mothers this morning, I'm thinking of mothers as being the keepers of the sacred truth, but delivering it in such a way that it is gentle and always understanding and forgiving and kind, and allowing us to grow. You know, spiritual growth, another way of looking at it is that in some way we're all still growing up. It doesn't end because we grow into a more mature body. The growing up is still happening. And there's a piece of us, this divine mother in us, which is talking within us and reminding us about those laws of happiness. Whenever we fall out of happiness, whenever we are no longer in sync with them. In unity, I often hear people reassuring each other that it's okay to not be okay. And I think what we're trying to say to each other is that your divine self never changes, and that growing up and making mistakes and learning how to live within this universe is part of the game. It's what we all have to go through. And so making mistakes is a very important part of learning those laws. And so not holding it against ourselves, but by the same token, not holding it against others as they too are learning how to be happy and how to coordinate themselves in this world. Two images come to mind of my mother, both having to do with beverages. And one of them was when I was a little boy, and she took me to a natural juice shop. I'd never been to one before. And she asked me, what would you like to order? And I ordered fresh squeezed grape juice. I'd never had this before. And I was probably about 6 years old. And it was so blissful when I had that drink. It was incredible. And we were low income, and we didn't get treats like this very often. And as I said, this was the first time I'd ever been to a juice shop. And so my mother said, you can have another one. Which one would you like? And I said, grape, again. And that image of what she did then has never left my mind, because she didn't hesitate. She said, okay. And I just know that there are so many of us, and myself probably included, if I was teaching a child, I think I might have tried to steer that child to a wiser course, to try something different, to expand your horizons. But somehow she knew that I was so content with that grape juice, that it was such a wonderful experience, that the right thing to do in that moment, when she had asked me what my choice was, to let me have my choice, to let me experience it. And I'll tell you, I have never regretted that choice to this day. So I think she chose wisely to let me do that, to let me find my way. And then another beverage story comes to mind. When I was in high school, when a friend of mine had what do you call it when you get a driver's license that's not truly your driver's license? Come on, Paul, Justice, you know what that's called. I guess it's just a fake driver's license. So it said he was 21. And sure enough, we took advantage of that, and we came home at night with a six-pack of the most delicious beer that we could imagine, which was Heineken Darks. And my mother, somehow, with some amazing radar, came out of her room like a bullet and just walked right up and said, "What's in that bag?" And she opened it, saw the six-pack, grabbed it, turned around, and walked away with it. You know, that she didn't make any other punishment. Somehow she knew that taking away our six-pack of Heineken Darks that Saturday night was a punishment that would stand in our minds forever. And I am attesting to you now that it has. And in that great, gentle wisdom of hers, which never brought it up again, never held it against me, she knew that would be enough. And so in honor of all the mothers out there who find it their job to teach us the laws of happiness and yet love us even when we do things that don't make us happy, even when we forget those laws, the mother inside each heart, which is embracing, forgiving, nurturing, and knowing that it's okay sometimes to not be in alignment with those laws, because that's part of the lesson. So to every mother, whether you be male or female, to everyone who is helping nurture this world at this time when so much nurturing is needed, let us all just take a moment to open our hearts with our own deep love, as Justice sang about, and allow that healing, pouring, loving light to flow out and connect us all in the awareness that we are one.
Thank you, John, for that message. And thank you to all those who participated this morning. Justice and Paul and Ryan. Without his technology and skills back there in the sound booth, none of this would be happening this morning. So I invite you to take your love offering. And if you are already a member of our Simple Giving program, you know that your gift arrives here every month. And if you're not, you can get online at unity.ofthevalley.org and sign up for the Simple Giving program, or hit the donate button, or support us in any other way financially that works for you, because your support is the only way we have to finance this loving community. And when things open up again at the end of COVID-19, or as we slowly begin to re-enter into life of some sense of normalcy, we want to be able to be here for you. We want the doors to be open for you. We want to connect again. So your loving support is greatly appreciated. And if you remember the blessing that we say together, let's say it now. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God. Back to you, John.
Well, we're going to sing our closing song. And just to remind you that the music team, our wonderful music team led by Laura Dubois, is continuing to create videos for you, which are shown both on Facebook and YouTube on our Unity YouTube channel. So if you're not sure where those channels are, you can go to our website at unityofthevalley.org. So let's join together now in a peace song. Paul, you with me? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. One light shines through us, one love enfolds us, one power protects us, one presence holds us, forever and ever, forever and ever, wherever we are, God is.
And all is well. And I want to remind you that you can contact me for prayer, and here is the information to contact me. My phone number, my email. Our prayer ministry is here for you to continue to hold you in prayer, whatever it is that's on your heart. Let us be with you in prayer. And with that, happy Sunday.
And happy Mother's Day.